Hello everyone, welcome to How to Write Aleatoric in Musescore. Today I want to show you how I work with aleatoric notation because Musescore is a bit finicky. There isn't really a way to write it like with the software, so you need to find the right things to do it. And I kind of want to show you my process on how I write some of these feature in Musescore. I've prepared an image that I'm going to write and show you the process on how I do it. Yeah. If you find it useful or you have any question regarding how to write some specific portion, you can ask me in the comments and I will try to answer if I know the answer. As we can see here, this is like a box, and it's, if you know a bit of aleatoric, you know that the musician is going to repeat this section for this amount of time that is the bar. As you can see here, we can see that this needs to be repeated for 2 or 5 seconds, and this needs to be repeated for 1 or 2 seconds. Now, obviously, this is not a piece, it's just me showing you how to write it and see how the process comes. I'm gonna change, it doesn't really matter the instrument for now. We can imagine this to be like a violin or a flute, or I know this is bass clef, but you know, it doesn't really matter. And this can be like a piano or I don't know, any instrument it can be that could play in this range. So what I'm gonna do now, the first thing that I like to do is to remove the audio because it's not really useful with aleatoric. It's only kind of in the way because the software is not gonna be able to play it correctly. I'm gonna remove these. I'm just making space. This tool. Also, for this example, I'm gonna write without a time signature. And what you can do, there are different ways to hide it. A very easy and quick way is to press V, and it's just gonna be hidden if I go on publish. As you can see, there is no time signature here. It's useful when this is like a free meter, as you can see here. So I'm just gonna write some notes for now. For example, you can see here is 5 notes, and this is in 4 technically. So what is useful to do is actually to change it, so it's a bit easier to write all the notes that are equally distant. We have a rest here of 2 and 3 more notes. So I'm gonna do like this. You know, I'm not really thinking about melody or harmony now. I'm just input some notes. I'm going to do now, as you can see here in this section, this line, this arrow is going on top of these 2 notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna press N. Now you can press with the mouse, or you can use the numbers to change the value of the note. Just gonna do very quickly. Now, if you do it like this, as you can see, the notes are going to move, and because this is aleatoric, it doesn't really matter, because this is going to be repeated, this section. It's a bit ugly to have this much space. So what I like to do, I just kind of squish it. You also need to work a bit around like there is still a lot of gap in here. So what you can do is you can move it if you go in properties and in appearance. You can kind of move the node. So I'm gonna try to be equally distant. I think this is good enough, as you can see. Now this is good enough. Obviously, you might need to spend more time in fixing. There are different ways to write this one. This is just one of the methods that I use. Now we can, because this is technically you can do a box. I have a vector that I created, and this is like a box style. What I like to do, I remove the autoplace in the properties, so it's free to move. And I also remove the lock here, so you can kind of do it like this. I'll remove the rest. So you can do this, or if you don't have a box, this is a vector. I'm going to try if I can upload it somewhere for you to download if you need it. If not, you can create it. It's just like a square. You can do it on Figma or Canva. It's very easy to do. It's just a square, you know. But if you don't want to, you can open the master palette. The shortcut for me it's function shift F10. But if you don't know how to open it with the shortcut, you can go in view and master palette, and this is going to be open. What I like to do, I go here, I go in symbols and I go in repeat, and you can basically use this. I'm gonna remove the autoplace, so, and I'm going to put also one here, same thing as remove the autoplace. And that's common to see it, like it's pretty common. Now I'm going here in balance, and I will search for lines here. And we have this line. Going to remove the rest. And I'm going to do, I like to put 35 of thickness and the hand of the hook only on one. You know, I'm gonna move it like this. You know, this is one. We could. Let me move this a bit more like this. Yeah, that's good. You know, you can copy and paste it again if you want. Obviously, the same thing's gonna happen here, so we need to fix it now. Same things, you go in appearance and you move it where you need. You want to try to be as precise as possible with the distance between. I'm not gonna try now because I'm just trying to be quick. Obviously, you're going to spend a long time doing this. You know, I might change here. You know, we can remove the bars. It's not really necessary in this case. Now we need to put lines here on these nodes. This is common. Like if you check as low as possible about John Cage, the organ piece, and if you check the score, it uses this line to show the length. Like here is not that necessary. Like I'm just going to show it so you can see how I do it if I need to. I tend to not use them, honestly, but you can, if you have to, you basically go here and you put a line, you just find the right length and you make it a bit thicker. I like to do usually 23. You can be a bit thicker also. It all depends on your taste on this, how thick it needs to be. Oh, sorry. This is one example, and as you can see, this is quite similar to what it is here. Now we said there's two from 2 or 5 seconds or 1 or 2. So basically what I do, I go here, I go in palette, and in text you want to press stuff. This is 1, and this is 2. Basically you go on properties, text, and you write what you need. Oh, it's the opposite. And that's what you get in the end. So now actually I kind of got confused here. I don't know why I did this, but that's my mistake. You can just do it like this here. It makes more sense. Yeah. Expand it. So now this is going to be for 2 or 5 seconds, and this is going to be for 1 or 2. So we can kind of think in like a para para para. I'm terrible, sorry. But this is FGAG. It's FGAG, FGAG, and this might be repeated only once. FAGA. And it goes back for the length of this. Now I'm gonna put these. I'm gonna put a rest. Oh. And you will get something like this. This is kind of similar, obviously it depends on the piece, but this is how I will recreate these. Like you will spend a bit more time making everything right. That's an example. If you don't want to put like real notes on Musescore, you can actually open again the master palette and you can write in symbol. You search ads. No, sorry. And you can find all these heads. Like, oh, I think you need to write notes. So yeah, you write notes, and all of these. Oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do a screenshot. This is the master palette. And let me see if so now you can. So as you can see here, when I was talking about the master palette, it's it's in view in master palette here, or you can use the shortcut Shift FN F10. You can write notes. You basically get all these notes. You can, for example, let me remove these. I'm going to reset it. You can put remove these. You're going to do like, oh, this is quite big. I don't know why it's so big. Basically, you can do this, put it here, and put it like this here also. You know, this might be a bit more finicky because you need to be careful to give the same distance. But you know, you will get the job done. So that's what's important. I don't like to do this when I have many notes, like when I need to be precise, but it's a way to do it. Also the lines, you cannot attach it to this note, you need to attach it to the rest. But you know, you get the idea. You can basically do it for all of them. You know, something like this now, it's kind of terrible. Yeah. I have some example I can show. Wait. I have some example here on my computer from some composition. It's not these ones, no. Oh, yeah. As you can see here, this is the score. There are some gaps here. That's a mistake of mine. It's not too important. But as you can see here, I used this. This is for reed quintet. And I used the lines to show, and here I used the same strategy as before with this image, with the lines. I wrote 50 seconds to write the tempo, like here, you know. And that's kind of one way to write it. I'm just going to scroll so that you can kind of see this is a bit complex, but it's nothing too complex, you know. For example, with these lines, I'm showing how much vibrato this note should be and when it needs to be. Well, that's kind of all for today. If you liked the video, consider to put a like and subscribe. If you have any question, you can write it in the comments. Thank you. Bye.